I am low-key scared of tampons still, because I just feel like, I don't know if I should disclose. I feel so ignorant. Don't come for me, don't cancel me, y'all. But like, I am a virgin, so I'm just scared of putting anything up there, because I just feel like, what if it's uncomfortable? What if? No, it's just scary. No, I don't want to say break my virginity, because I know now that it won't, but I'm just scared of putting something in there. Yeah.
Period. Menstrual cycle.
Exactly.
That's right.
How long is your period? So how many days?
3 to 4 days.
6 days.
45 days.
How long on average is your period?
My period lasts 4 days.
Like 5 days. It used to be longer. It could touch 7 days. Pre-COVID, my period was about 7 to 8 days. Usually 7, but then sometimes, Aunt Flo will come on that last day. You're thinking your period's done, but then she's like, hey! And you're like, okay. So 7 days. But then post-COVID, with the vaccine, my period is 5 days now. 2 heavy days, 3 light to medium days.
It started off standard 5 days, and then during high school it was a full-blown 10 days, and I was a heavy flower.
What is your sanitary product of choice and why?
I use pads, and I use it because that's what my mother buys for me.
I prefer always the ultra thin. It's worked for me. It's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because with the others, I don't like the feel of cotton. So with that one, I can barely feel anything.
I like a pad, your Liliths, very comfortable, very comfortable. Surprisingly, I don't know why it's not tampons, because I'm like that girl that likes doing things. You understand? Why did I do that?
Honestly, it's the go-to for any girl. Like at first, I still use pads, just because I am low-key scared of tampons still, because I just feel like, I don't know if I should disclose. I feel so ignorant. Don't come for me, don't cancel me, y'all. But like, I am a virgin, so I'm just scared of putting anything up there, because I just feel like, what if it's uncomfortable? What if? No, it's just scary. No, I don't want to say break my virginity, because I know now that it won't, but I'm just scared of putting something in there. Yeah, but my go-to is pads.
Tampons, I don't like the feeling of sitting on blood. I used to use pads for the longest time, but then I tried a tampon once. My mom was super against them.
Why?
And she said they were gonna take my virginity and open my coochie up. Guys, your black parenting is crazy, guys. Like, damn. Imagine your mom telling you at 16 that tampons are gonna make your hole big. Damn. Okay. No. Yeah, but my mom was super against tampons, and that was never an option she presented to me. But I saw them once in her drawer, and I was like, what are these? And she told me, I was like, can't I use these? Because I I also used to chafe a lot. So like, because of my heavy flow when I started my period, I used to use night tampons all the time, because the regular ones, even for high absorption, they'd last me like 30 minutes and then it would be full. So it wasn't making sense to me. So I started using the long ones. It also helped with messing during the day when I was at school. That never happened after I used them. But I realized I started chafing, like my skin was peeling. I was getting like rug burn from the pad. So I stopped using it. And then I wasn't able to find an alternative for a while. So I had to keep on using the pad. But then like the cycle was endless. And yeah, I just spoke to a friend. I was like, let's talk about tampons. And we spoke about tampons. And they told me about them. I was like, oh, okay, because her mom had told her about them and she didn't want to use them. So I was like, okay, let me give them a try. So I looked on Google, put one in, it worked out. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. My personal fighter, But you see, the thing is, it depends on the type of days I'm having, the type of, you know, but either way, my personal fight is always the period underwear, purely because I can wear it anytime, especially during PMS where I could start earlier or could experience spotting and it's got me. I can also wear it during my period and it doesn't leak, it doesn't, you know, there's no smell, it traps the blood. The only time the blood comes out is when it comes into contact with water when you're actually washing it. So yeah, period underwear is my fighter, especially, you know, the one that goes front to back, so it's got the full booty coverage, you know. But there's also some days when if I'm having like a very slow, hectic day, I genuinely don't mind maternity nighttime pads. Reason being is because I don't have to worry about leakages. I don't have to worry about, you know, them shifting. So I have quite a few. And then if I have a bit of a hectic day where I don't want to be worried about my underwear, I just put a menstrual cup on, wear it with a panty liner.
Yeah, I'm using pads and tampons interchangeably. Tampons on days where I want to go out and just feel more at ease and free. Pads on days where I just want it to be over and done with. So I would buy the night pads or the long pads and that will be fine. So it's those two interchangeably.
Would you ever try any other sanitary products like period panties, menstrual cup, tampons?
I'm willing to try those, but for now I'm still a coward.
Period panties, you just put them.
Oh yeah, those are easy. They're just expensive.
I'm still learning about my menstruation and everything to use. So when someone says tampon, I get so scared because people are so like, yo, you use a tampon, what about istima sako? And I'm like, it's not that deep. I tried using one and I wanted my friend to help me out, but baby.
What, did you not help you out?
I was too scared to ask, and she was like there were 3 of them. They were like, okay, we're willing, and I'm like, no, I can do this, guys. I watched the YouTube videos. I said, do I really want to do this? And my mom's not a fan as well, so I was like, let me just stick to my pads. But one day I'll be a big girl.
But I am interested in the menstrual cup. I have thoughts about menstrual panties, but also thinking about a panty that holds blood and you're wearing it. I don't know, man.
Would you ever try a menstrual cup?
I saw a TikTok that says it gives you uterine prolapse. I'm scared of that.
You know what?
And that suction, like I can understand the merit in that because it is something that's possible. The suction from the cup, like, no. I am very terrified. Like, that's also one of the reasons I'm scared of giving birth. Like, on my long list of things, the possibility that my uterus could be outside my body. No, thank you. I think they scare me also because I've had a tampon lost inside of me before, and the process of getting it out.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
No, I dug it out myself. But like, because now I'm a fat person, bending and maneuvering that. Now I must do that in a public bathroom at my job.
Oh no.
To empty out my cup.
You wouldn't have to, no?
At work.
It's like it connects.
I'm at work from 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m.
So you put it on when you go to work.
And then I take it out when I get home. When I leak.
Why leak? That means you didn't put it on properly. That's why you must practice.
See, now that's the problem.
You must practice.
I didn't have to practice with tampons. Guys, I know that there's like this high possibility that I might get toxic shock syndrome, but I have to feel like, and I'm fine with tampons. Like I've considered like the menstrual cup and all of that, and it just doesn't appeal to me. Like the administration involved in cleaning it and changing it. Girl, I tried them all. Tampons, menstrual cups, period underwear. Okay, I haven't tried the menstrual disc yet.
The disc? Okay, I don't know about the disc, but I've been contemplating.
Period panties.
Okay.
I've tried them.
Period panties.
It's like
Okay.
free flowing, but
Yeah.
it's not free flowing because the panty is it's a panty. It's
Does
like,
it soak up? Does it
It soaks it
mess?
up. And it's like it reaches over.
No.
Everything that needs to be covered.
Nah, I don't think I want to be sitting in my mess. I'm going to be thinking
But
about
if
it.
you wear a pad, it's the same thing.
Essentially, but it stops most at a point. And when it stops, you can change it. So do you carry extra panties with you?
Yes, you can carry
Okay.
extra panties. You can change the panties. It's not like you wear one panty the whole day.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've considered the cup though. So I might dabble there. I'm just gonna get lost.
Something. So far, mine has never gotten lost. How have your periods changed since you started your period?
It's just the same.
They are less heavy, less days.
How many days was it before?
It was 7 to 8.
Yeah.
So now it's less days. At times I become more hungry. Honestly, it increases my appetite and fatigue. I feel like sleeping and eating.
The flow. Oh, the flow. So I have a heavy flow. Like in grade 4, I had a heavy flow. In grade 6, I had a heavy flow. So I just, the floodgates, Baba, they were like, listen, we are here for you. But recently they've just like, calmed down. And yeah, what else? I think the whole I'm afraid of my period thing as well has changed. I think it's like, dude. It is what it is, yeah.
I was 12 when I got my period. Since they've started, I'd say the only thing that's really changed significantly are just the period pains. I think the first year they weren't that bad, and then they just worsened. But I can handle them more. Otherwise, I've always had a consistent flow and overall experience other than the pains.
And I noticed that after I got COVID, my period changed. So even the way my flow works, I used to be heavy flow first 3 days, light for the rest of the days. But now it's it starts off pretty slow and then it picks up. So day 2 is the worst day, and then day 3, and then it goes down, then fizzles out by day 5. That's done. Maybe because I'm growing older, yeah, it could be that, but I don't know. Maybe because I turned 25 last year and I noticed most of the changes last year.
Okay, so it's become more regular since I turned 17, 18. There'll be months where I'd have my period and then I wouldn't, and then so that was purely because of puberty and growing up. I think then also going on birth control when I started around 21, 22, the pill really just messed my cycle completely. In as much as it's, for some people, it's meant to regulate, what I think a lot of people tend to not realize is that there are elements of synthetic hormones in birth control pills, and so sometimes it can throw you off, right? I then got the IUD when I was 23, 24, copper IUD, so my period then became much heavier and more painful for 6 months, and then it stabilized. So ever since I've been 23, 24, my period has been just a period. Yes, I do have some months where it's really intense, but I often look at my lifestyle that month and say, okay, I did really eat badly, I didn't exercise, I was really stressed, so as a result, my period is then, punching me and making me feel bad. So I think, yeah, there's been major differences based on lifestyle, birth control, and I think I've gotten into this point of, in the space now, especially this year, where holistic wellness is so important for me, especially in terms of what I eat, how I exercise, the amount of sleep I try to get. Yeah, and I've seen that when I take care of myself, my period isn't a problem.
After using the injection, that thing, it stopped my period halfway, so I was 5 days. And then I started taking the oral contraceptive and it cut it into 3 days. So ever since then, I've been regular, and now I'm on a 3-4 day cycle max. Yeah. And I've since stopped using the oral contraceptive. So now it's just standard, everything is flowing how I feel it should be flowing. Yeah. Even the pain decreased, so interesting.
That is interesting. For real.
And I think that's something that a lot of menstruators need to understand, that you can have a pain-free period. You can have a problem-free period if you actually take the steps in understanding what it is that your body needs. So important. And I think a lot of menstruators should also be at that point where it's like, okay, shouldn't only be confined to a disposable pad. I can use anything else that is comfortable for me or that works for me. Especially during like the holiday season, if you want to swim, like a menstrual cup, a tampon, or you can even find period-proof swimwear that is accessible for you, right? So don't let your period confine you to doing the things that you really want to do. Like, you can do whatever you want, even when you're bleeding, and that's really important for us. So yeah.